So you meet someone new, you start getting to know them, you start talking to them for a little bit, and there's just something about them that you really, really like. I don't know what it is, but it might be their personality, their looks, something about them that you just really, really find attractive. And as you start talking to them more and more, and as you start getting to know them more and more, you start getting more attracted to them. And that attraction honestly does the opposite of what you would expect. You start getting shy, you start getting nervous, and you honestly push yourself away from your crush. Now, a lot of us, this sort of action is very natural. Because it is natural, but we don't really question this and ask ourselves, why? Why does this happen? And typically the why is because there's some fear behind it. We're fearful that our crush might think of us badly if we stay around them for too long. They might think of us as some clingy, needy person, right? Or some creep weirdo. And that fear also has a cause. And that fear comes from a lack of confidence in the first place. We lack the confidence in ourselves to go up to our crush and talk to them. And that's why that fear that we're gonna screw up and say something weird, or we're gonna be seen as this person. We're not confident enough of us, we as a person. We're not confident enough of ourselves to go and talk to them for as long as we want to and actually create some meaningful connections. Like, think about all the times you might have stalked someone or your crush on Instagram or any of their socials, as a matter of fact. But I'm gonna use Instagram for example, right? You stalk them on Instagram and you try and find everything possible. You even go to other people, you DM them and do you know where this person was on, I don't know, Sunday, right? You ask their friends, you ask them what they were doing. You do everything but the thing you should really be doing, which is direct confrontation. You actually go up to them and talk to them. And all you really had to do was just ask, how's your day? What'd you do on your weekend? Something as simple as that, we can't even do. And that shows a lot about who we think we are and what our confidence level is. And if you're anything like me, you always wanted to be more confident, right? No one wants to be like some wishy-washy guy that just doesn't have the confidence to do anything. So you probably watch a lot of videos like, oh, top 10 steps on how to become more confident. A lot of that is helpful, but in this video, I'm gonna show you a real and easy way to boost your confidence. When we ask ourselves why we aren't confident, there's a lot of things we're gonna say because we can pick out the small little imperfections of ourselves very easily because that's just who we are. We like to pick and choose what we like and what we don't like, and that especially applies to ourselves. If we ask ourselves, what are we unconfident about or what don't we like about ourselves, there's gonna be a million things like, oh, I don't like how wide my neck is or how thin my neck is, or my eyebrow is a little asymmetrical. Small shit like that that nobody besides you really cares about. And that just goes to show how much our impression of ourselves affects our own self-confidence. Because that's all confidence comes down to, our own impression of ourselves. So we constantly think of ourselves very poorly and we constantly focus on these small imperfections, small things that we dislike about ourselves. We're naturally going to have very little self-confidence and we're not going to be able to go talk to your crush or do anything as a matter of fact. And the easiest way for you to boost your confidence and to make yourself view yourself more highly is to find your biggest insecurity and fix that. For me, my biggest insecurity was always my weight, the way I looked, right? I was never physically in shape and I was never too fit. But I went to the gym and I wanted to fix that. I wanted to become a better person, and a side effect of me going to the gym and looking better was I became more confident. I was no longer ashamed of what I looked like and who I was physically, right? I knew that I started looking more attractive and I knew that I was just a more fit person. I was healthier. I was a better version of myself compared to pre-summer me, right? And you have to find your own kind of insecurity to fix. I don't know what it is, but it might be something similar to mine. You might not be comfortable with your own body, or you might not be comfortable with the way your face is shaped. A lot of these things, we can do something at least to make ourselves more comfortable about ourselves. If it's something that you can actually actively take steps towards, like losing weight, something like that, right? You can go to the gym, you can do a lot of stuff to make changes, and they're concrete changes, right? They're visible, large changes. Well, go ahead and do them. You should try and fix those things. But if they're things that you can't really fix, like your genetics, because a lot of us, we don't like the way our face is shaped, and there's a lot of things we can change about it, right? But some of these things we truly can't change. And you just have to come to terms and peace with yourself with the way you look. Accept that these things are the way they are. You can't change them, and just don't give a fuck about these things, right? Like my other video. Stop giving a shit, okay? And another side note is confidence is just very important for everything. To improve yourself is to improve your confidence. And if you have enough confidence, you're going to be able to do a lot more things that you didn't think you were able to do. No one starts out incredibly confident about some things. A lot of athletes have to train to the level they are to be even as confident as they are. But a lot of them, they still have nerves going into games, and they still have a nervousness of doing these things. So you just have to kind of get used to that nervous feeling alongside your confidence. But improving your confidence is definitely going to help you a lot in terms of talking to people, talking to crush especially. So yeah, that's about it for this video, and I really appreciate you for making it to the end of this. This video meant a lot to me because I feel that a lot of us struggle with confidence and self-esteem, especially with like teens and myself. I can kind of see that our mental health has not been the greatest. So boosting your confidence is definitely going to help your mental health. And I just feel that everybody should be a confident person, and we should all be quite outgoing and be capable of doing all these things. So take some action and fix that insecurity, all right? So as always, do the shit that needs to be done, okay? Do it. And another thing before I wrap this up, if you have anything to point out about my video, like anything that you don't like about my editing, anything about the way I speak, please let me know. I would always like some more feedback. So if you could do that, it would make me really happy. So yeah. Anyways, give me a kiss. Mwah.